spiritual coherence. Spiritual coherence, the state of inner alignment. Inner alignment. Inner alignment where your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, your actions, and your spiritual values are all in agreement. All in agreement, right? Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, your actions, and your spiritual values all in agreement. It's when your inner world and your outer life are moving in the same direction. Spiritual coherence, right? Spiritual coherence is living in such a way that what you believe, what you feel, what you say, and what you do all support the same truth. Everybody on the same page. Everybody on the same page, right? Like you're not fragmented, meaning into different pieces. You're not divided. And you're not performing one thing while living another. Spiritual coherence exists when your values match your choices. Your words match your actions. Your beliefs match your behaviors. Your inner truth matches your outer life. Like when these things align, like you move, your energy's clean moving, boy. Right? And spiritual coherence matters because without coherence, right, energy leaks start to happen. Energy leaks start to happen. Anybody ever had a leaky faucet? Your roof ever had a leak in it before? Your gas tank ever leaked? Right? All of these are serious leaks in our life on the physical realm. You got a pipe that's leaking. You got a gas leak. You got a roof with a hole in it with water getting through. But what about when your energy leaking? Is it as important as if you got your roof leaking? Is it as important if you got a gas leak? Spiritual coherence is important because without coherence, peace feels unstable. Clarity feels inconsistent. You ever had inconsistent clarity? You ever been in a season of inconsistent clarity? Things is clear one moment and then they're just not clear no more, right? Faith feels fragile, right? You've been in a state where your faith is fragile. I've been there before. I don't even know about this, right? Fragile faith. You ever talk to somebody with some fragile faith? Intuition becomes distorted when coherence is not there. Intuition becomes distorted. You start getting these. You ever get an intuition nudge or feeling? Your intuition talking to you, however it talks to you. But then you start second guessing it all the time. Or it's just not clear, right? That's what happens when you're not in spiritual coherence. But when you are in spiritual coherence, right, peace becomes steady. Decisions feel clean, right? Unheavy. Discernment sharpens. Spiritual communication is clear. Life feels less heavy, right? And when you are in spiritual coherence or you have spiritual coherence, right? These are the things that you tend to see from people or even from yourself when you are in spiritual coherence. When things start to feel like the pressure is coming, like you calm under pressure, right? Your inner conflict has reduced. And I'm not saying that you will never have moments where you might be fighting with something, but those moments are very less. They very blue moonish, so to speak. You start to set boundaries without feeling guilty, right? Because you're putting you first. Putting you first without feeling guilty, right? You have consistent values across all your situations, not just in this right here or that right there. You have emotional regulation. You can regulate your emotions. Peace without avoidance, which means The only way, you know, some people feel like, you know what, I'm gonna be in my mode of peace and I'm gonna just keep everybody out. That's the only way some people can get peace, is where no one's around, right? So peace without avoidance. I don't have to avoid things and people to have peace, right? Totally. Integrity without performance. I'm not doing the right thing because people are watching, right? This is signs of spiritual coherence, right? And how spiritual coherence breaks or starts to be diluted is when you start to say one thing and then you do another. You start ignoring your intuition. And when I say ignoring your intuition, repeatedly ignoring divine communication, because intuition is divine communication. You start living for applause and approval instead of living in integrity and truth, your truth, right? Staying in misaligned environments, environments that's not in alignment with who you are and your core values. Staying in misaligned environments, that's a huge one, right? Because then that misalignment start creeping its way in you and through you. You got the spiritual language without the spiritual fruit. That sound familiar? You know all the scriptures, but you ain't applying the scriptures to yourself, right? You know all the quotes, but you ain't living none of them, right? You know all the sayings, you know all the right things to say, but you ain't doing them, right? This is where spiritual coherence starts to break and become diluted. Unhealed wounds, right, leads you to your decisions. Like, this is fragmentation. This is division. Spiritual coherence is living what you believe, living what you know. And it's not perfection, right? Not perfection. But I'm doing my best to live by my values. I'm doing my best. When I say something, I'm going to do it, right? When my intuition is talking to me and I have spiritual communication, I'm going to follow that. And I'm not talking about perfection. So this message ain't for everybody. But if you know, you know. You know what I mean? Spiritual coherence. And this is going to lead into the next thing.